I'm kind of nervous.
wait. Restart. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
No, just go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Woo!
All right. Good afternoon.
No.
Take a breath. Breathe in.
Should I read it?
No, I got it. I can do this. I can do this. Okay.
You worked so hard on
Okay. I worked on
Breathe in.
this.
Woosah. All this will be cut.
Don't. Okay. Nobody laugh because that's a trigger laugh. Okay. All right. Ready? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, listeners of the world. Welcome to
The
Nuevo
Pod,
Pod, where us teens give you not just funny content, but educational and easy listening content. I am your co-host, Daniel, and this is...
Brianna.
My name's Sophia. Are you serious? Anyway.
I thought you were doing
So, no, I will.
I thought you were going to talk about the...
We will, but
program.
anyway, just say welcome to our new episode.
Okay, welcome
This
to
is
our...
new
Okay,
episode.
fine. Sorry.
I'll take it from here. Thank
This is
you.
our first time doing this intro. So, but welcome,
We're making
welcome
it
back
right.
to our episode 2.
Welcome back. What are you on about?
Welcome to episode 2.
We just started. Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry for that. This is our second episode. Thank you so much if you did watch the first one. We wanted to take a moment to actually finish the conversation that we were having in the first episode about the program, why we're here, why this is possible, this podcast, I mean. And Paso Nuevo is why we're here. We're located in Columbia Heights.
Bombastic side eye.
Located in Columbia Heights. And we're at Gala Hispanic Theater. I unfortunately don't know a lot about the history of Gala, but it's basically just an after-school program. It is seasonal. It's all year round. And we're here from Monday to Thursday, and we're here from 4:30 to 6:30. Yes, and it's basically just music classes, just music classes, theater classes. And during the summer, it gets a little bit more immersive. Oh, hold on. It gets a little bit more immersive where we dig into creative writing and stagecraft and and what else? Yes, and we put on the show. Sorry, we have a play at the end of each season, and that's basically what we work towards throughout each little segment. Like spring right now. What are we on? Winter? Spring?
We're on spring.
We're on spring. Wow,
Yeah.
spring. And we have a show coming up on, when is it?
May 21st.
May 21st.
And it's free for the whole community.
It's free.
Free.
We put on a free play.
Free play. We wait.
These children work so hard on, and that's what we're working on right now.
We get paid for
Yeah.
this too.
We do. We get paid.
We get
I'm so
community, so it's good for us because it gives us time to get hours, because this program provides us a good decent amount of hours.
Community service hours for
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. To help us graduate.
Yay. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to us talk about our program and why we're here.
Yeah.
Paso Nuevo. So why we're here.
Are y'all ready to...
So now we can dig into our actual episode.
All right.
Cool. Now, we wanted to talk a little bit about just basically gender stereotypes. I feel like we each have a different perspective, and we have a little bit to share about that. And it's an important topic. It's always been an important topic, and I think it's a good topic to talk about now. So, let's dig into, I guess, expectations that we have, or that have been pushed upon us based on our gender. Daniel, you're a man, right? Do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about your?
What's that
experience?
supposed to mean?
I'm saying, do you want to talk about your experience being a man? Have there been any expectations forced onto you?
A young
man.
Yes, a
young
young
man.
man. I am a young man, freshly 18. Experiencing a little adulthood, in a little independence. But wait, what was your question again?
Have there been just? That's a great, yeah. Actually, let's establish what is masculinity to you.
Bruh.
It's like, no.
That
That is what we talked about. We talked about that. If not, we can establish.
I mean,
we
well,
can
okay,
establish-
wait. Here's a question. How can you
Why are you questioning?
Because
me?
I need to clarify the question.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
Go ahead.
Just clarify it.
Mhm. Clarify my question.
Yes.
What does being a man mean to you? a man? What makes a man a man?
A man.
Drop a comment if y'all can answer that, because clearly he can't.
Maybe you can start with what is femininity to me.
Let's
Okay,
do
okay,
that.
fine.
Do you need an
Let's-
example?
Let's kind of
No,
let's kind of switch a little bit. What does being feminine mean to you?
Okay. You need an example. What is femininity?
What is femininity? Phenomenon. What is what is
Femininomenon.
what is phenomena? What is phenomena to you?
What is it?
What is femininity?
Like no.
What is
Femininity.
femininity.
Let's do it together. Femininity.
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 Beautiful. Learning with I meant Sophia. Oop. Oops, I forgot my name. Wrong audience. Femininity. Do you want to talk about that? I can talk about that, but I'll talk about that. Okay. I guess to me, I guess being a girl, well, society-wise, I think it's been like pressured for girls to be quiet and sit straight and be pretty, and that's basically it. But I think to me that masculinity and femininity don't really mean anything. You can be whatever you want. And I guess you can dress a certain way and be considered masculine. I guess that's more comfortable. Being more comfortable might be more masculine. And I guess being more... Brianna.
You're saying over here. What's your
No.
idea?
I'm talking. I'm sorry. It's not on. Imagine. It is on. Oh my god. Oh my
Is
god.
yours on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on. Alright.
You want to chime in?
Mrs. Over here.
Nothing. I mean, that's okay too. But I guess if you who assigns these roles?
What do you mean? Who assigns
I guess.
these roles?
I mean, right? Who forces you to be this character? Who forces you to be masculine, or is it just yourself? Who defines that? I'd say society.
Society. Wait, so you're saying society? So you're saying society? So you're saying society chooses whether you're a boy or a girl?
No, who said that? Did I say that?
I mean, I thought.
No,
that's what
I'm saying
In my
soc-
way, I know I might be hearing wrong, but I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm saying society.
I don't even know what we're talking.
guess-
I'm kind of lost on the topic.
Yeah,
what we're talking about.
we gathered that. I guess
You
it's
coming after me, that's wild.
Now you want to talk, even though you didn't have an opinion of what femininity was. You coming at me, Miss?
lock in.
Tell Amina to lock in. She's over here.
Both of y'all. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Like, what is a man?
What makes me?
No,
What did you do? Like
I-
you're a man. What do you do as, like, you know?
That's the.
What is expected of you?
as a man.
I expect it to be like.
As a man.
Wait.
What do you expect? What do people expect from you as a male? Yeah. What does
Yeah.
society expect from you as a male?
I be a gentleman or like be a hard worker.
I guess those. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. This is my mindset. I don't really know what it really means to be masculine.
Right.
Like I'm still. I
Right.
don't-
I'm sorry.
Like I'm still questioning. Like, what's the importance of being masculine? Like, what's the real purpose of it? Yeah, people can say like, oh, every male should be like a gentleman to a woman, or like be the top dog, be the protector, like be your own, be independent and stuff.
Is that not you?
I
Like,
would
do you
say
want to
I would-
fulfill that role?
I want like. There's certain roles that I do want to fulfill. Like,
Right.
I do want to be respectful to women. I do want to be a gentleman. I do want to be like the top dog. Not like that. Okay.
He wants to be the alpha male. No, wait, keep going. You were doing so good.
Anyways, so.
Okay.
But that's just in my mindset. That's what it kind of touches at me. That's what it. Okay.
That's what it means to be masculine.
So what does it mean to be feminine?
To us or to us? I don't think I have a straight definition. Do you have a straight definition for being feminine? For being feminine? I guess. Okay.
What does society expect from you being a woman and to be feminine?
I guess you can talk. Go ahead. I'm over here
Being
yapping.
a woman, it's always like, what could I say? Let's say,
What are some expectations that you're expected to do as a woman?
well, definitely like cook and clean
Right.
and how to like what to wear
Right.
and like what to show or not show. You know,
Who?
Specifically, what?
Sorry.
like your clothing wear. Like, let's say you want to wear some shorts with a crop top, but you know well, like, you can't, like, you do want to use them, but you're also afraid you might be like in some situation, like getting
So
catcalled.
sometimes society expects you to look a certain way, but then also judges you for looking a certain way.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Exactly. So, do you think? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yes. 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 Oh my God, I forgot what I was gonna say.
What about for you?
Oh no. For me, I don't think anything was really expected. Maybe when I was younger. I think as a little girl, it was expected for me to wear dresses and wear, just like Brianna said, just wear certain clothes. Um, but also, like, you're never like perfect enough as a girl. Like, there's always too much or too little of something. You're being too loud, or you're being too quiet, or you're wearing too much makeup, or you should wear makeup. Like, you're never enough for society.
So, okay, let me ask something. Do you want to? So pretty much, you want to express something your own way. Like you want to express what makes you your way, not the actual like original way people want you to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him learning. So proud.
I mean, because like
That's
they're
exactly.
my fault.
Let's jump.
Huh?
So
Jump.
let's jump to the topic.
Next topic. What are you talking about? Well, do you agree with those gender stereotypes?
With those gender stereotypes, I mean, I think everybody should express how they are. I think everybody should express things their own way.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And some people, I know some people that they don't like how they are, and they want to express that in a really different way.
Hmm.
So,
Question.
what?
What is there such a thing as toxic masculinity?
Such a thing as toxic masculinity. I think it. Well, yeah. I think it is a thing. Do you want to talk about that? Have you?
Okay, really quick. I need to. No, when it comes to when you say that, I'm kind of thinking like a couple different things. Like when you say toxic masculinity, you mean like someone is pretty much, how can I say it? Like someone is pretty much trash talking what you are, like trash talking that, saying, "Oh, you're not gonna be this," or "You can never live up to that thing."
Okay.
Like that's what I think toxic masculinity is.
Open yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. I like what you're saying. Like
What is toxic masculinity in Spanish? What is it called?
in his machismo. We should talk about that too. Okay, I think it might be a little different from. Is that right? I'm sorry. Machismo. Yeah. It might be a little different for, I think, Hispanic culture maybe than it is in America, because I think America maybe has progressed a little bit, especially with, like, let's say a man takes a woman out on a date and then the man has to pay. That's never going to change in not never going to change. Never say never. Never going to change in Hispanic culture. Never say never. But it's always expected for a man to, I guess, really shut down his emotions always, or back to the date idea, like always pay for everything, always support his family.
That's not just Hispanic things like that.
I mean, that's everywhere.
every
I mean, that's
single-
everywhere. That too. But I think, I don't know. I feel like I see that more in Hispanic culture and my own household. Like, I hear my grandma talking about how a man should always do this, a man should always live up to this. And I don't see that a lot, like maybe when teachers talk about their husband, or like female teachers talk about their husband, and I guess in America it's just a little bit more different. But establishing toxic masculinity, you were on the right track, and I understand what you mean with someone like belittling you, like based on your masculinity. But it's basically like, should we pull up like a real definition? Or I think that would be better. Let's see what Google has to say. Quick Google search. Oh my gosh. Well,
Bree,
that's
okay,
happening.
Bree, really
Let's
quick,
talk
like
about
while
that.
she's looking that up, what do you think? Like, what is?
What is your opinion on machismo?
Yeah,
Honestly, there's nothing that's
Oh
coming
my
to
God.
mind right now.
stop whispering into the mic.
Oh my god.
It'll
my
pick
god.
up.
Okay. So what I'm saying that right now,
Have you
Alex.
experienced machismo in your life?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever experienced that in your life?
Do you want me to define toxic
Please
masculinity?
define it.
Let's
I just
define.
hit my teeth with the
Oh
microphone.
no, that's gonna pick up.
I did it again.
So, toxic masculinity refers to harmful, narrow, and limiting societal expectations and behaviors associated with traditional male gender roles, often leading to negative consequences for individuals and society. So, a few examples would be like suppression of emotions, like I was saying. Aggression and dominance is like a very big thing. That men have to be aggressive and they have to be strong and they have to show that all the time, or else they're seen as weak.
Basically.
What is going on? Basically that, but just this idea that it's like in a bad way, I guess. Like, oh, I have to suppress my emotions and I have to be the strong one and I have to do this and I have to do that. Like, I guess. And if someone is ever like, if someone ever belittles them for something like that, or tells them like, oh, you're weak, or oh,
Well, you talked about men,
men,
like you talked about how men have to do this and that.
yeah.
And what were you talking about?
What do you mean? Like when?
The what? The gender? I don't know.
Have you ever experienced any like form of machismo, or yeah?
I mean, I pretty much don't know. I get out in some things
Mhm.
because I don't like to be in those type of things.
I get that.
But like the situation with like the machismo or whatever
Mhm.
it's called.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts about when people in society, men, expect a woman in a relationship to be the only person cooking, cleaning, not working, providing for the children only, staying at home?
Well, I mean, it really depends if a woman does want to be a stay-at-home mom or not. But also, I feel like men should support women's decision
Yeah.
and like what they do. Because if they don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to like stay home and cook and clean and do this type of stuff. I want to go out there like get a job,
Right.
or, like help the family. And
You're
That's-
saying it should be a choice.
It should
Like
be a
it shouldn't be what is expected of someone. It should be, if you want to work, then you can work no matter what gender you are. Wonderful.
So okay, so
That point, is there such a thing as toxic femininity?
Toxic femininity? I think so. We can bring it. That's wonderful, actually. Thank you, Chris. I feel like that kind of comes into like pick me girls, and that's like going
damn.
and just girls that are just trying too hard to get
like to get
men's attention,
Right.
or to dress a certain way. I'm so sorry. You can
Okay,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
Go, Bree.
Cause, oh, okay.
Let's keep it short.
Keep it short and simple.
Okay. No, cause when it comes to pick me girls, I do not like that. Cause they will be like, oh, I'm part of the boys. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear dresses. I wear hoodies with baggy jeans or baggy sweatpants.
Wait, I thought that was a tomboy.
Me
I
in
thought-
elementary
I
school.
thought a pygmy girl was like.
No.
But they're doing
Okay,
it to be closer to men. Like,
To
it's
men.
not just like,
Wait,
oh, I'm
so
doing it so I can be comfortable.
Okay,
So
let's say
a
this.
tomboy is a pygmy girl.
No,
Hey,
no.
okay.
Or
What?
Let me give you
Because
an
that's what
example.
y'all-
Okay,
'cause I'm-
no,
'cause I
because
thought-
actually, look, okay, for a tomboy, they don't give a fuck about men. They don't give a fuck about. Oh,
I forgot about that.
Breathe,
bro.
Read the mic.
oh I'm so sorry.
You're
Okay, for tomboy, they don't care about men's attention. They don't care what men say. They just being them. If they like to wear hoodies and all that, like that's them. They're not getting attention from men. And if they like to hang out with like the boys or whatever, like their so-called friends,
Right.
but they're not doing like to
Right.
them, then
It's
yeah.
not just
but
like,
when it
right.
comes to a pick-me girl, she doesn't like when other girls talk to her friends, or she will start like embarrass. Like a pick-me girl will try to embarrass
Other
another
girls,
girl.
yeah.
so they could look better or whatever,
Yeah.
even though it's not.
So pretty much they're just attention seeking people.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Wonderful. Okay.
Didn't
So-
they do that Ariana cat, whatever?
Huh?
What?
I know Victoria's from Nickelodeon.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana
Yeah,
Ariana Cat.
Ariana Cat.
Oh my god, my man. And you
Ariana
know her character is. And you know her character called Cat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you think she's a pick me?
No.
Oh no, she's just como bobosa. She's just a little slow.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really
She
slow.
is slow.
Yeah.
But it's always them pick me girls with that kind of laugh.
Exactly.
But no, yeah, like.
Anyways, moving on. See, Sophie can never have a laugh like that, you know?
Can't be a pick me girl. Yeah.
Toxic femininity is a form of internalized misogyny which involves restricting yourself to stereotypically feminine behaviors in order to appeal to men.
Thank you for that.
All
I
right.
hope we could hear that in the
Yeah.
recording.
But, so, moving on. I have a question.
Moving on.
Moving on, because it was a long time.
Yes, you have many questions. We would love to hear them.
Yeah.
What do y'all believe?
Nope.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Do y'all believe that there's more than two genders?
I think. Oh, Bree, this is wonderful insight. Go ahead.
No.
No, we're not like dogging you or anything.
Trust me, I have the same
know.
answer too.
No.
There's only
Okay. Not to be rude to the people that define themselves they and them and whatever. I just.
Y'all know that one Rihanna video where like she's fighting for her life, trying to be like, and all gender non-conforming people of all sexuality. That's what it's giving.
I pretty much. I don't understand when they say they and them, or like whatever they call themselves. I'm sorry, not to be rude.
At least Daniel didn't say that.
Not to be rude.
Bro, that's like something I would say.
Cause I just pretty much don't understand. I just know it's she and her and he and him.
And what are those?
And it's like male and female.
No, but what are those? What you just said?
Aren't those pronunciations? Aren't those pronouns?
Please jump in.
I will try. I will. I'm so sorry. Pronunciations.
Are we talking about genders
Bro.
or
Yes, yes.
pronouns?
Pronunciations is so insane. Bro, I go by she, her pronunciations. No, I'm sorry. But there's a difference between, what you guys are confusing is sex, and that's what you're born with. That's the genitalia that you're born with. Sorry. It's going to get a little inappropriate. Cover your ears, kids.
Yeah, so there's only so if back to the question, there's only two.
Sex.
Yeah, there's only
But that's not true either, because there are people who are intersex who just happen to be born with both
but there's
female
still
and
two.
male genitalia. So
That's still two genders, a boy and a girl. That's
See,
still
this is why I'm
even if they're mixed, that's still,
so what is that? A boy girl?
that's a boy girl. That's literally
So what is that?
So what do you? There's only a boy and a girl. What else can they be?
So what is it, intersex?
Huh?
What is that called?
They're
How
still.
are you born with both? I'm sorry.
It just happens.
just
Sometimes
happens.
it's just a
But yeah, but like you're still like
a Intersex. It's intersex. I'm sorry. It's
So
called
that's-
intersex.
But yeah, overall, there's still like two. Like even if that person is intersex, right?
Cause
What is that?
That's still that's still either a boy and that's a boy and girl. That's which is only the two genders that are there, boy and girl. No, what other gender?
So let's say you mix together like red and white. You red and white, and you put it together. What do you have? What do you have?
I'll be like that.
You have pink.
Yeah.
That's a third color. That's a third color. So there's a what's that? Oh, what? 1, 2, 3. Clocked. Beautiful. Anyways.
I don't know if I should take
Is it-
offense to the topic or the fact that she's trying to call out colors to me.
You couldn't even. Oh. But anyways. But why is it funny?
Why is
Of
it
what?
funny?
Oh, he's colorblind. Sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
pronouns, right?
Pronoun. Back to that. Let's right.
Saying she doesn't understand the difference between
Right.
they, them.
So sorry. Yes. So there's a difference between sex. Okay. Back to that. We can. Okay. You're born with male genitalia or female genitalia. Usually, that's how that goes. And then later in life, you'll want to identify as something different. Like, let's say you want to be. You don't identify with society's expectations of female or male. Like, you don't want to be a girl or just a boy. You just want to be non. But I mean Asian. But I mean gender. Gender is.
But even
That's
if-
what you identify as. It's not just like there's sex and there's gender. And gender is what people who go by they them pronouns, they're non-binary. Yeah. And that's simply how people want to identify. That's what they want to be
but
called. That's
people are
just
still
how.
going to see them as like they're not gonna.
And all they can do is ask you to respect them.
Right.
You can see them however you want, but that has nothing to do with them. Your opinion of them doesn't matter.
Like, okay, the thing is, okay. Yes, I agree with her. I agree with you, but yeah, but in my household, in my household,
Hope you know I haven't cursed yet, so that's a good thing.
It's always female and male in the household of my family. And whenever my mom be like, "What is this? What they trying to identify themselves?"
Right.
There is always male and female. There's no others than male and female.
But do you think you get that ideology from her? Have you formed that opinion yourself? Or is it because that's what you've been told your whole life?
That's how I've been told by my whole life. There's always a male and a female. There's
Okay.
no other
Was-
than male, female.
Really quick, was there like a pronouns back then, like Chris's time? Like what were you born?
Chris's time, like he was born in
Like, what were
the
you-
year
like, what were you born?
100 BC.
Like what were you born?
like
like in a
what?
different generation. Was there like a they them back
Yes.
then?
Probably
This has
in
been
the
around for
end.
so long.
But was it really like?
Okay,
Did it really
it's-
come to
okay,
attention to people?
okay.
Like
I feel like
People used to get killed for stuff like that. So I think it just hadn't. There we go.
So real quick, so back in my days, in the 1900s,
Jurassic
the answer to
period.
that question is yes and no. There were people who identified outside of the 2-1 boy or girl gender. They people who identified outside of that, but they didn't have a way of vocalizing or expressing that. There wasn't a word for them. They didn't, for example, back then they didn't use they them pronouns. They didn't know how to use the pronouns back then. That is something a little more recent development, technically in my era, my generation. They found the language to describe how they identify. But if you want to talk about if there are people who identify as a third gender or gender non-binary, I think maybe Sophia can talk about that in the history of what people have identified with in the past and how long and far back they go to, maybe.
Yes, I would like to talk about that. I mean, because you had brought up a good point of like a few hours ago. We were talking about this a few hours ago. But you had said that like in history, like when has that ever been the case that there's been more than two genders? And we were doing some research, and we learned that I believe in India, they had celebrated a third gender in the year as early as 12,000. Is that true? Fact check that, guys. But we had discovered that, and that's really interesting. So people have been celebrating a third gender, or a gender that's not just boy and girl, for many years in different cultures. So wonderful. No, in many cultures. Huh? No, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like,
Like, I don't know why.
did you smoke one
Becau-
right before you came here?
First of all, no. And third of all, second of all, I'm sorry. No. Third of all,
Anyway, so let's
Oh,
get
no,
back
the
to
way-
the topic.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's get back.
let's talk about our community.
You like my mirror? You like my mirror? My
What is
mirror?
it? Shh. Fact check.
So regarding to
We
what
can-
Sophia was saying,
Right.
As early as the year 1200, there have been people who identified as a third gender or a non-binary gender.
I said 12,000.
But are they? But here's the thing. But like, are they actually that gender? Like, is that their original? Is that their original gender that they were born with? If I'm trying to, I'm trying.
Maybe you should ask him.
Because if I'm trying to put this in the most respectful term as I can.
What you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, were you born that third gender, or you're just saying like, oh, we have this third gender and we're going to celebrate it?
I think that's the whole thing that Sophia was talking about, is that there's a difference between gender and sex.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Oh, they're calling me.
Who's calling you? Eric, you want to take over?
You want to take over, Eric? Yeah!
Welcome to our other co-host.
Our co-host, you heard him in the
Other
back last
co-host.
episode. There's so much chaos, please.
Really?
But we're welcoming
There's more of
Eric.
us.
Eric. He
That's
is
too much
another
here.
co-host, but he usually works behind the scenes. Shout out to him. He helped
This
us.
is Big boy
He
Eric.
helped us.
Big boy E.
Can you? I'm trying to introduce Eric, please. He sets up all of this. Thank you for him. Please drop a beautiful like appreciation for him, because honestly, this would not be possible if it wasn't for him.
He
We
does all
love
the
Eric.
editing.
But what we were talking about.
So, do you agree with this statement? Like, do you think there's more than
So
two
Why are
genders?
we still on this? Wait,
if
okay.
We go back into the topic, right?
Right. Back into right.
Look, so I feel like there's a lot of people are not educated on this topic. Okay, let's make it clear. Not a lot of people know what some mix gender and sex all the time, right? Sex, you were born with your sex. Yeah, you were a male or you were a female. Now, gender is depend on how you pronounce, like how you like perceive yourself, or how you like, pronounce yourself. Yeah, pretty much. So I feel like I don't really go against anybody that feels like they pronounce themselves a bit different, because it's like, a lot of people have their own way of like finding who they are, right? But there is like some impacts in like how we grow up.
Yeah.
We're always, in some families, depending on what type of family you're in or what type of household, you are like presented in a way of like, okay, look, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna play with cars. A girl is gonna play with the dolls.
Right.
And it's always like they're showing you from like when you're a baby, like when you're like you're growing up, you're always gonna be doing that.
Right.
But yeah,
Establishes those.
yeah, and especially I mean, it always starts with like even background, like and yourself.
Who?
Like
Who specifically makes those decisions?
like I don't know, the person, like parents.
Parents, but
Also,
mainly
like-
who has the power in the household? Typically.
Your dad?
Your father.
I don't know. I don't have one.
Father. What?
They can hear that.
Yeah, like we can even take it back. Well, we don't want to take it back to the topic, but like remember we was talking about masculine. a masculine. Talk
Masculinity.
masculinity, toxic masculinity. There we go.
Mm.
Where yes, Chris was right. You know, whoever's in the head of the household is always probably the father, right?
Mhm.
And you know, the father has to say so of like, oh, what their kid is gonna be doing, or what he wants his kid to be doing, right? And yeah, so coming back from the gender topic and the sex topic, that you know, I don't go against it, but you know, as I said, about bringing back, not a lot of people are always educated on that.
Yeah.
Do we have the rights to do that?
The rights to do what?
Don't talk. Wait. So just real quick, jumping on top of that. So this is a great topic to really like ask: is are colors gendered?
What do you mean by that?
Do colors have a gender?
Does colors represent a gender?
Like blue is boy and oh.
Saying colors are not supposed to be.
I'm asking. Well, so typically, when you think about when you
Like you're looking at me like colors supposed to be.
so, but typically, do you associate a specific color with a specific gender?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't have no answer on that. I mean,
Has society told you that specific colors associate with different genders?
Society- Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No. That basically they try to, for some reason, that blue. What?
Yeah.
That blue is for boys and pink is for girls, and if that's what you're asking.
Sure.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
asking.
So, do you know that pink wasn't considered a girl color?
It was
Yeah.
man color. It was
Is-
more a manly color.
It was considered well. If you
Yes.
there was a survey and studies that surveyed at a certain point in time, men's preferred color of choice was the color pink. And did you know when that changed?
When?
It all changed when a company called Mattel used the color to advertise their product.
Mattel, who made Barbie. Is that true?
Yes,
That's so interesting.
That's what it's called.
the
Barbie-
company is called
company
Mattel.
Is called Mattel. Mattel.
Yes,
They made Hot Wheels too, right?
Yes. So when the company decided to make the color pink as their primary color to advertise their Barbie collection,
Right.
that's when society changed their opinion from pink being a boy color to now associating it with a girl color.
That's so insane.
Isn't-
Wasn't it Barbie's birthday? Like Barbie's birthday one of these days? Oh,
I think on Thursday.
Oh, it's on Thursday.
I think
Oh,
yeah.
well, you know.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Barbie.
birthday to
Yeah,
Barbie, you know.
Come on, Barbie.
Happy
Let's go,
birthday,
Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
little soon,
Let
but
me
it's
play the
okay.
song. I'm kidding.
No, we don't. I don't think we did that.
I love
could do
Barbie.
that, don't
I know.
worry.
I could
Yeah.
do that. You're funny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I think we were doing pretty good with that gender topic. Let's move on to our next topic. We wanted to talk a little bit about community and our community rights. A little PSA moment.
Okay, real quick. What do you mean by community rights?
Community rights? I don't know. Y'all chose
What-
this topic. I don't know what
what
y'all
the-
were
what the
talking about.
community-
Like, what is?
So
Okay.
I think what I get from it, like community rights, like what do the people have the right to? Like you know, like the people have the right to gather, to you know, or I don't know, like they have the right of protecting their own community.
Right.
You know?
What do you have the right to do? Like, what
Yeah,
are some
what do you
rights that
feel
you
like-
do and you don't have?
Exactly.
Sigh.
The struggles
He's
of
expressing one of his rights right now. The right to remain
The right to
silent.
remain silent.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. One of the Miranda rights.
Miranda rights.
Miranda rights. What were those again?
Like, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I always really thought community
And if you can't afford one will be appointed
for community
to you.
rights though. I don't know. Like when you say about like gatherings and stuff, I always think like, let's say your community does do a gathering,
Right.
But like, let's say the owners of that street, or like, what do you call those people? Like,
Como que los landlords.
yeah, landlords. landlords or something.
Of a street.
Wait, no, but what do you mean? Like,
It's like let's say apartment complex to make it more easier. You know,
Right.
the owners of that complex,
The landlords, right?
they say, yes, the landlords.
Yes.
They say you can't do that. Like that's a rule. You cannot do that.
So that is a right that's being taken away from you.
You'll say that's a right taken away. Is it?
That you, I'm asking. Is that
No, 'cause you
what
said-
think-
how do you? No, what do you feel
What do
like
you-
that is?
Where are you going with the story?
No, because I feel like some apartment complex can be a little strict on the rules. Like, you can't bring no pets. You can't do cookouts. You can't do pretty
Right.
much certain things.
Yeah,
And some people feel kind of not offended, but they just don't like it.
just restricted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The question is, are those rights or are those privileges?
Is that a privilege? I feel like that would be more of a
Right
privilege.
to own a pet or a right to a cookout?
You have the
In a
privilege.
private building apartment complex?
In a perfect world, it wouldn't be a privilege. I feel like those are just normal things. I feel like owning a pet, but
Rights.
rights.
I would say they're rights because you have the right,
Mm,
the right to.
I mean, we all have rights.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, if we talk about it, we all have rights.
right.
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 Who doesn't have rights?
Huh?
Who doesn't have rights?
I don't know.
Talk about it.
Let's talk
Right. Who
about it.
doesn't have
Wait,
rights?
so okay, would you say jail people don't have rights?
Jail people.
Prisoners. I'm not good with words, Sophie. You know
The
this.
jail people.
The jail
yeah,
people.
No, right.
Yeah,
Prisoners.
but like, do you think do prisoners have rights, even if they're in jail?
They do.
You're supposed to.
There's
Yeah, they're
right.
supposed to.
What are those rights?
This is how the system is.
I guess. Yeah.
Like the government, you know.
You know.
So like, let's say a cop is arresting somebody,
right.
and they never told them told the. They never.
Laws of the arrest.
No, they never told the, what do you call those, prisoners, captures, victims,
Captures.
criminal.
They're
Yeah,
criminals?
they don't tell the people they're handcuffing their Miranda rights.
No, well, not all people. Some people are sent to jail innocent. So let's clarify this. Some people that are in there for like they did not
No
do a
reason.
crime,
Right.
They did do
And they
nothing.
sent them.
Right.
But there is of course, prison is for people that have done many things.
That's done no-nos.
Like crimes.
Yeah, but like
No-nos.
no. But yeah, like if a police officer doesn't read the criminal's Miranda rights,
They have to.
do they have to? I know, but I'm saying like if they don't tell them out, like they skip that. Does the criminal get to go out free?
If they don't not read them their Miranda rights, they're gonna be free.
So they can be free if the cops don't.
They do. If they don't do, they have to. Like they have this. That's literally it. Every police officer, when you take somebody in custody, they have to read those Miranda rights. Unless if it's like a warrant or like saying if a judge signed a paper saying like no, he's wanted or he's like supposed to be like arrested. Then from there.
Yeah, so like,
I mean, either way, like in general, they have to say it because those are our rights, pretty much.
and also like if the cops have the rights to or a warrant to search their premises, like search their house, they would need a piece of paper
They
signed
Would
by
need a warrant, a search warrant. Yeah.
Search warrant.
and if they don't,
If it's not signed by the judge, now there's some aspects to it because it has to be signed by a judge, saying that the judge has said they are able to use any type of force to get into the house,
Right.
right? But if it's not signed, yeah, they can't get into your house.
So
Call me on the phone.
no way. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah,
But
so,
going back
to
to-
like community rights. I mean, in general, like what do y'all feel like the community, like starting with the community, the people here, like because we know we're in Columbia Heights.
We're in
We said
Columbia Heights.
We're located in Columbia Heights,
Mhm.
where this has a rich history of community, especially with Mount Pleasant. You got Georgia Avenue over there, and then you have U Street more down. Like it's a lot of community. And I don't know about you guys, but my question is like, how has that affected y'all for like becoming who you guys are today?
I'm not gonna lie,
For
I
community.
don't really know the community that well because I'm
That's-
not really familiar with all of DC yet.
I get that.
So
Did
I
you
don't-
recently move? I don't know you.
You
Did
don't
you
know.
recently? How did you?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I started off in I did live in DC.
Your whole life or what?
Not my whole life.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say this, but I live in Maryland.
Heaven
Yeah.
forbid.
But
Right.
I live in
Boo!
But yeah, so I know more of Maryland than more of DC because
Yes.
I don't really like explore
Obviously.
DC that much. So I don't really know the community that well. Like I don't know the background story.
For Maryland, though, are you in any are you deep into your community at all, or were you never really that kind of person?
I wasn't really that type of person to
Okay.
dig into what my community has been through.
Do you think your life would be different if, like, say you helped your community with something, or you went to rec centers, or
Well, you know,
stuff
us-
like that?
Like a community park could be also low. That is your community as well.
We got
That is your community.
Like you got here too.
They adopted me a year ago.
Yeah, this is your community.
No,
How has that impacted you? Right.
Man's over here.
Look, this is the second time we've shown this. The second time. No. How has being a part of a community where people know he on the phone, where people I guess appreciate you.
I mean it kind of. I mean this. I know I give y'all a lot of tough times. You know, a lot of headaches, but you know I love this community. I love the people that are here. You know, I can connect with them fast, even though I wouldn't say I'm different, but it's like, cause an example, everybody here speaks Spanish.
Right.
I'm like the only one that doesn't. Like I don't understand. Can't really speak it that good.
Yeah.
So that's what that's the only thing. That's the
And
only
that's
thing that's
okay.
like left out that I don't feel a part of in that community.
I get
But
that.
overall, it's just like, you know, just see you guys like as just see you guys like as family, like another family, like this whole orphanage, you know.
Oh.
But yeah. What about you?
For community, I think I had some connections maybe when I was younger because I lived near the Palisades, which is like I guess more of a I don't even know what that is. Not suburban area, but like it's like near Georgetown. I don't know.
Suburban is what?
That's like that's too far out. That's like Bethesda, if anything. But
So white people.
But I mean, like, where the white people are at. But
We're
like,
calling out the white peoples.
basically. But I mean, like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But
But
Keep it going.
I was I had friends. I had gone to an elementary school where most of like the alumni was like very very immersed in the community, and they held like little celebrations for anything or anyone at the rec centers, and they just had a lot of control over the community, but they were really really great people, and they always invited me to their house, and they fed me, and they were great. They were great people.
They fed you.
They fed me. They're so wonderful. They're so wonderful.
Yeah.
They fed you. But
Food, man.
I think being a part of, or I guess having those connections was nice because I had people to talk to, and I had adults who I trusted, who, even if my mom might not have been available, which she always was, but I'm saying like, go ahead.
They saw you as like one of them. So they saw you as like one of them, and not just an outsider.
Basically, I was just another kid at this elementary school that their kids also went to, and I was a part of the Palisades community, and I really appreciated the way that I was treated. So I think being a part of a community is great. And now my community is Paso Nuevo, Gala. Yay! Chris, go.
Are there anything that you guys would like to see or would like to advocate for changes that you want to see in your community or in the communities around you where you live currently or that you see?
Right now, no, I don't think so. No, any changes that I want to be done? Oh my God, they took away the Safeway across the street to make a retirement home. I'm sick and tired of old people. We had a Safeway right across the street, a grocery store right across the street. We didn't have to drive. We didn't have to do anything. And now they're building a big retirement home. For what?
You know, some old people don't.
I don't
know
care what the old people need.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
1 foot in the grave already.
So
Like,
you're telling me you don't care about Chris?
Chris is not old. You asking like he's the. My bad, I messed up. He's not old. He's in his prime time, right, Chris? You're old. I'm gonna throw you in there.
Well, bro, I'm not old. Clarification, I'm 18, guys. I'm young.
Clarification, as you mentioned.
I am young.
Mm.
Sophie and the logo made me look old.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
Oh
did.
my god, you guys should go see the logo.
Okay, so
She made Aaron look like a nerd though.
No, I did. I need to fix it. Wait, I
back
didn't.
to the topic.
Like, if you should see Aaron.
I'm sorry. Back to the
Okay, we
topic.
good.
I mean, changes. I mean, I feel like a change is like the connection with the police enforcement with the community, because I don't think you have there is some part of the police enforcement that like, how can I explain it, like they do sort of connect a bit, but it doesn't really seem like it's like una fuerza, like to be like, hey, we're here with you, like we're here to like actually like be a community.
It's
We're
never
here
like trying to
protect
be
and serve
support,
you.
right?
It's not the police against me, right?
Right. That's what it
Um,
feels like.
That's what I'm
though.
saying.
That's
and,
what it
and
right.
then like, you could see it throughout the city of like where different areas, because we could use let's use Georgia Avenue for example, or U Street. You see police cars every corner of the streets, but when you go more to where GW town is, oh no, you go a bit more downtown, more the suburban side, like where it's more predominantly white, or like a bit more what is it,
Gentrified.
gentrified. You don't really see that,
Right.
So yeah, I feel like just probably just the connection with the law enforcement and the and the people, the actual community, and also probably a big thing around this time right now is like immigrants. Talking about the immigrants, also like Hispanics, but also different people from the different parts of the world. Like they come here, and sometimes some people don't have nowhere to go. I wish we could make a way to like have a place for them.
Real quick, just real quick response.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Real quick response from you guys. What do you guys feel about? How do you feel about what happened recently with them forcing the mayor to?
The removal of the Black Lives Matter.
Well, you could talk about that, but I'm talking about the ones where they dismantled and all the campouts.
Oh, the campouts when they got like the less enforcement, like
The unhoused.
yeah.
I can't really give an opinion because
I
I
feel
don't
like
know what.
Yeah, I feel like that's crazy what they did, because it's like you're pretty much taking people that do not have nowhere to go,
Right.
like nowhere to, like
That's
where
so
do you
ridiculous. What
like,
are you taking from
exactly,
them?
like,
Like, what's the
what
point of that?
They haven't done anything, and they probably like try to work as much. Like some try to live like that while they try to work at the same time. So it's like it's hard.
They can't
like,
do
what?
anything.
Like be for why are we doing that?
Right.
Like, I can understand. There's like a.
If you're on like private property, or if
Yeah,
you're bothering
yeah.
somebody, but it gets to a point where if
Like, there's
the world was here before anybody, nobody owns anything, nobody owns land. That's ridiculous. Why can't people just
Well,
lay down? I mean,
people
now
can
yes,
own land.
and they can own land, but I mean, like, it's the earth. We can't just lay down. Like, what's the problem?
It's already a hill
Like,
park, bro. I could go lay down in the grass and roll around the grass. That's not
Roll?
like, but no, like, that's
You good? You good? That was like we stopped laughing, but you just kept going.
But what's it called? Yeah, man. Going back to the topic, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I
right.
really don't. I don't know what's the point of that. And also, like,
My bad.
what happened right now that Donald Trump was like told Mary Bowser to get rid of the Black Lives Matter, like street, like the whole plaza,
Yeah,
the whole
I know what you
plaza
mean.
that's right there, to destroy it. And I feel like if we're talking about this, we gotta point out the two sides of it. Where right now we have a president that is starting to shut down the whole government. We pretty much think about it.
right.
Like, he's pretty much saying, I want to shut that down. Like, even he wants to take out Mary Bowser as well from that type of power. But, also she doesn't have an option right now. She's trying to play her cards right.
Right.
And
it's hard.
But
I
it's
mean,
hard. She's in
right.
a hard position, and that's what I want people to know. Like, she's in a hard position of what
Yeah.
decision she's making right now. Yes, I feel like that decision was very hard. Like imagine that's a mirror for everyone in a time that was like that came like that time where like I think it was 2020.
Yeah.
2020. That time where George Floyd died.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's where it brought everybody together to come fight back for like that situation, but also in general to make history.
Yeah.
And that plaza was like was a memorable thing.
Absolutely.
And for them to take it away is like.
And for what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I get this idea of in history, like, presidents and leaders have always felt, I guess, threatened by this idea that America is imperfect. Yeah. And America has always had its, like, just awful, awful events. Yeah. But it's history. And no matter what you do, you're not going to erase that. And I think the best you can do for your people is just move forward, because you are still... I don't even know how to explain this, but you're just adding more fuel to the fire, I guess.
Before we wrap it up, do we want to?
Can we know we got a whole nother
We got
topic?
a whole
Actually,
nother
there's so
topic.
much more. Last
You
topic.
guys can't get rid of us.
You can't get rid of us.
boy,
I don't know why. We
sexuality.
should have switched it. You are so right. Why didn't we switch it?
Because y'all don't want to listen to me.
Didn't we just
Sorry.
talk about that?
Yeah, but now we're gonna have to.
I told y'all, let's switch it. No, let's keep
We
it.
should have
switched them together, bro.
reset. But it's okay.
Define what sexuality means to you.
Why you read it off the list like that?
That's fine.
You know, off the list, guys.
That's
you know.
fine.
I'm so
So,
sorry.
Sophie? What does sexuality mean to you?
To me?
Yes, to you.
I think sexuality is just what you identify as and who. Excuse me? Huh? Say it with your chest, big boy.
No, I was.
Right.
You know how The Rock responds to everything. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That was literally going through my head. I was literally fighting with my intrusive, I was literally fighting with my intrusive thoughts right now. Wait, go ahead.
Okay,
Continue.
my bad. But to me, it's basic. I'm sorry, Chris.
Well, yeah. What does sexuality mean to you?
To me, it's basically what you identify as, whether that be who you're attracted to, who you like, or like we talked about before, your gender. So yeah.
There's
Yay.
a difference between sexuality.
And what you identify as in gender. But there are names for me. There are names that you could. Oh, my sexuality is demigirl, and that's someone who identifies demigirl. So someone who identifies with she/they pronouns. So interesting. These are generally new terms, and I used to be really, really into. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Just finish. That's my fault.
Oh, my bad. Oh, but these are generally new terms, and I was in 2020. This was a very dark time, but I was deep into sexuality, and I had switched mine because there were a bunch of new definitions for literally everything and anything you could possibly think of. So I educated myself a lot on these different flags and these different sexualities and how people could identify. So
Can you break down like
Yeah.
demigirl? Yeah. I ain't created, so I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's an abbreviation for demisexual.
What I forgot what demisexual is. No.
Dude.
No. What is it, Chris? Oh, you don't know. Okay. Demisexual. What is demisexual? Wait, no.
I don't know. You're
No,
that.
no. No, I'm not. He said I'm
I
that.
thought you said you were.
Demisexual?
I thought you were demisexual. Didn't you say you
I'm
were?
a lesbian. How could you mix that up? I'm sorry. Let's put it away.
So,
Can you look up?
I
I'm sorry.
wrote it
So, thank you so much.
So
I'm
what
so sorry.
sexuality
Why is?
Oh, what does it mean to you guys?
I mean, to be honest, sexuality. I don't really.
I find it really
I feel
complicated.
like, you know,
It's complicated. For you, it's complicated.
There's always what
Why
you
is
are.
it important to understand sexuality in general?
Why is it important to understand it?
Yeah, sexuality in general.
To be able to respect
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Okay.
Like, there's people that want to like.
You're looking at me like respect is just some crazy topic. Like
No, because I'm
Look.
I'm
If you want
thinking
respect,
right
you gotta earn it, bro.
waiting for her respect.
She's not, you gotta earn
You
it.
gotta earn it.
You haven't earned it.
I haven't heard your respect.
Eric, keep talking. I'm sorry.
So, wait.
I'm so sorry.
So, demisexuality is a sexual orientation where individuals experience sexual attraction only after forming an emotional bond with someone.
Yes, obviously. I knew
Wait,
that.
so
You need that? You say you need that?
Huh? No, I knew that. Oh,
You
no.
did?
I mean, that should be everybody, though.
Wait,
I
so-
feel like you're just not going willy-nilly doing whatever. I mean, if you want to do that, you could do that. Wait.
There are people who cannot form relationships with, or this is also
Okay.
this is also for people. This regardless of gender. It's not specifying gender.
Yeah, it's not specific on gender.
wait, so it's just love.
It just means that there are individuals who experience sexual attraction only
After forming an
strong
emotional bond.
with
So it's not
So you're
nothing
s-
of physical. It's nothing like that. It's just actually like just.
Is this how you feel?
It's how you
More
it's
special.
how you feel about the person and how you feel about them emotionally.
It's wonderful.
So like if
They
I
have a sexual attraction to a person based on their gender, based on their looks, or maybe based on certain things, but it's based on their
Ain't that-
emotional bond. Strong
ain't that pansexual though?
So pansexual is when you're someone who's attracted to whatever gender or whatever. It doesn't matter. And
That's
So- I'm so
but,
sorry. No,
but
go ahead,
that's
go ahead.
what he said was that pretty much demisexual
What
is
he's trying to say is pretty much like demisexual is in a way of like it's not physical or like saying I pronounce myself different. No, it's saying that for me, like I feel a type of way of this person, but I have to really like I don't know if I'm on the right track, but like you have to like have a deep connection with that person to like actually like connect and say okay.
So, for example, some people who are experience demisexualism are people who can't have sexual relationships with someone unless they have a romantic bond with that person. So that's an example. But to answer your question about pansexuality is a sexual orientation that describes people who are romantically or sexually attracted to people regardless of gender.
yay!
I don't know if it's just me, but
It
those
is just you.
Okay.
Wait. My Shayla. That was
My Shayla!
My Shayla.
But for some reason for me how I'm hearing it, it kind of sounds the same.
Okay, Daniel. Next.
No, but okay. I mean, it's just I know it might seem stupid, but it's okay.
People can be demisexual but only be attracted to one gender.
Yeah. So it's like saying,
So
well, like there's, you know how people be like, oh no, I'm gonna have sexual relationship until I get married.
mhm.
It's like a type of way of saying it because it's like the person wants to know they have a real connection, like a love connection with that yeah, it's emotional and like bonding and relationship with that person. So once they get married, they're able to do whatever they got to do and pop babies.
Close, but you can have an emotional connection without
Exactly.
marriage.
Yeah. Even without marriage too. Like you could have a deep connection with somebody else and then
But pansexuality is basically just someone who's attracted to anyone, regardless of not just anything and anyone, but I mean like someone who can form sexual or romantic attraction to any gender.
any type of gender.
What sexuality were you again?
A lesbian.
I'm not asking that question. I'm not asking that question. It's just
One question.
What sexuality is it?
Oh, what sexuality are you?
I'm straight.
Okay, I'm straight.
You call it hetero? That's hetero.
Heterosexual.
I'm heterosexual, if that's the scientific term.
Okay.
Ask him when he decided.
Oh yes.
Wait, when did you decide to be gay? I mean, let me wait.
That's off the butt. Like
when did you just okay? What made you want to be? What made you want to
What
be?
made me want to be?
Okay, what your?
when did you decide to make the decision that you were lesbian? Yes.
It took me a while. It really took me a while. I'm gonna go on a full rant. I'll try to keep it short
but
and sweet.
I think that's in the right topic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So closing
No,
out.
but no. Can I
no.
say what are you ask
okay.
a question and he don't want the answer?
You better attack
But
me.
no, but no. I'm so sorry. Didn't let me speak. But anyways, no. When I was younger, I always knew I liked girls, loved girls, and I thought, I thought men were. I love you guys, but like I felt a little icky towards them. I just didn't like them. I didn't like them in that way, and I had forced myself for so long to try to stop. No, they're making fun of me.
No, it's not even that. I promise you.
No.
I promise you. Peace. Announcement. I'm not laughing because of her. Daniel over here, he had something's going on. Please continue. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Oh no.
Please continue.
I don't know where I was. Okay. But I had tried to convince myself for so long that I was heterosexual. I liked guys, and I'm sorry that I like guys, and maybe I would finally have a relationship with a man if I tried hard enough. And I couldn't form that. I can't take it seriously if I tried hard enough. But it never happened, and it never clicked, and I thought it was so easy to love women, and I thought because everything about them was so perfect, and I didn't have to force myself to feel any type of way towards a woman. And back to me when I was talking, well, nope, when I was talking in when I was talking about me going down the rabbit hole of sexuality in 2020, I thought it was pansexual, I thought it was omnisexual, I thought it was everything. Omni is like pansexuality, but I don't know the difference at this point.
Mr. Dictionary.
But it was no, it's okay. We're gonna keep going. But anyways, I was going through this whole phase of figuring out what I was until I understood that I like girls and I love girls, only girls, and yeah. So if we, I'm sorry, but like back to that, I didn't choose. It was never a choice to like a girl or to not like men. I was never like, today I'm gonna like women. Today's the day.
Okay.
Yeah. You
chose.
And it wasn't. No, not at all.
You chose.
It was
path.
never like
you
that.
You chose your path, right?
Okay. Now Daniel.
Yeah.
No one's gonna dance.
Yay! Hurry it.
Daniel, when did you choose to be straight?
Huh?
When did you choose to be straight?
Oh, this question.
Yeah, because you believe that being gay is a choice.
Yes.
Or do you? Or have you changed your mind?
You know what? I'm gonna stick to my claim.
Stick to your claim.
Of this podcast. I think. Yeah, it's chose to be gay.
It's chose to be gay.
I think
Nice.
it's chosen to be.
Right.
I think people.
So when did you make the decision to be straight?
When I was little, I was only attracted to girls. I was only attracted to girls.
Did you choose to be attracted to girls?
Yes.
So before that.
Before then, you were like, I don't know. That man is looking kind of.
Because when I was.
So what was it? What was? But
I mean, then again, I was.
you chose to like women, though.
I chose to like women because I wouldn't want it. Just being with the same sex, being with the same sexuality or gender, being with the same gender.
There you go.
Doesn't feel right. It just don't
doesn't
feel
feel
right,
right.
or it doesn't sound right.
Have you tried it?
No,
So then how would you know what it feels like?
because
Ooh.
just-
Bombastic side.
Emotional damage.
because I know how can I say this?
Yuck.
Wait, repeat what he said.
Yuck. What'd you say?
A heel.
I don't know what I'm having a brain fart. You like sound like Goofy. Wait. Have you ever been with a man? How would you know if you like or don't like being with a man if you've never tried it? He's avoiding the question. It's like, no.
Repeat your question. I decided to be. I only decided to like girls because I don't to me, being with the same, this isn't a thing to you, but being with the same gender, I think it's just weird.
Okay, when did you choose that?
Pretty much when I was like little.
Do you have an exact like year?
You didn't
that
say an
like,
exact year.
2020 July. Sign up.
When
I
I was
didn't
little,
choose.
cause like I can't say nothing when I was little because I was still learning what stuff was like, what
Right.
a woman is, what a guy is, you know. But I think around like second or third grade, I realized I'm only liking women because that's when I fully understood the difference between those two.
Okay, but did you come to a realization or did you choose
I chose
to like women? You chose.
and I realized I will only love women.
Okay, Daniel, that's wonderful.
You're not in this.
No, he is in this.
But
You just
I
said
re-
you realized that you only like women.
yeah, and I chose to only stay with women.
You chose.
I chose to stay with women after I realized I want to be with only women.
So it was a choice to be straight.
Yes, I chose to be straight.
Okay, that's wonderful.
That's how you know I've been practicing that question, though. I put some thought in that question, you know? Give me some props.
Yeah.
Before then, you were undecided.
So you were undecided.
Yeah, because I was still learning what the difference was between a male and a female.
There was a possibility that you might have been gay.
If I went down that path, then maybe, yeah. But
It just came out. Just like.
what about you, Eric?
Qué bonita mi.
But yeah, Eric, what about you, bro?
I mean, I'm heterosexual.
What's that?
Straight.
You
just like said that, like-
Why not just say straight?
Heterosexual. That's the way you like pronounce. That's the way you
I know,
pronounce
but
it.
Just
what
make
do you-
it
like, what-
easier for him.
Yeah, give me handicap.
Okay.
God, I'm
I
so
like
handicapped.
girls, okay.
Me too,
I
me
mean,
too.
Right. I mean, so from the
What?
conversation, we're gonna step back real quick, right? Yeah, like I said, I'm heterosexual. I always been. I never really liked either genders. Like, you know, growing up, like it was never like, you know,
It's never a question.
a what? Like a question?
Your sexuality was never.
It was like, I mean, no, it wasn't really a
Right.
question. Like, I mean,
You never questioned.
yeah, I never questioned that.
Right.
Like, you know, I was raised like, cause for me, like it depends. Like, I feel like it differs from people when they're raised and their backgrounds in their household.
Right.
My household, you know, I was raised that, you know, boys are supposed to like girls and girls are supposed to like boys.
Mhm.
Now, hear me out. I know, you know, some people think different. That's fine, you know. But for me, like my view is like being heterosexual, straight. And yeah, it was never a question for me. I mean, you know, like, you know, it wasn't. There was no point. It didn't get to a point where it's like, oh, I have to choose if I'm a different type. Like I pronounce myself something different, or you know.
Because it was never a conscious decision.
Exactly. You know.
It was never something you put any thought into because that's simply how you felt.
Right. Exactly like that.
Whereas
Well,
Daniel,
you-
think about it.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like a lot of people have their different
Yeah,
ways.
there's
of,
nothing
you
wrong.
know,
Stop looking at me. But there was not. But yeah, it's like people think about stuff. You know, people think about what they
There's
want to do.
nothing wrong with being.
I'm not saying that that's a bad
There's
thing.
Nothing, there's
I
nothing
know.
like a person like saying no, I'm questioning it.
That's cool.
Like, you know, because you're undecided. When you're undecided, you don't have an answer. It's okay.
Am I ever gonna try it out? No, but you know, I got people to tell me how it is.
Now, you know, Daniel is a bright person.
Right.
Bright person. We love you, Daniel. We love you.
Love
And
y'all
we
too.
love you, Sophia. We love Chris in the background. We love Chris. Yeah. And also, like, here in Paso, no, you know, we include everybody.
We accept everybody how they are.
That's
fact,
actually
we
a
include
really,
everybody.
we include everybody. We have a very, I think we have a very
have
diverse,
exclusive-
very diverse
Diverse.
community here. I think there's a few members of the LGBTQ plus community here, myself included, and I think that's
And I
really,
shout them out.
really cool.
I shout them out. I support everyone. If we're talking
Exactly.
about, we talk about now. I support everyone. Yo, I respect it. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know.
Whatever makes you happy. You know.
Yeah.
In general, just be the bigger person. It takes absolutely nothing to be kind. It takes absolutely nothing to be respectful, and you're putting so much more energy into being hateful than you would if you were just being kind. And you know what? Okay, I respect you. Have a nice day.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Be you. You know. And always remember. Much love and peace. You know.
Thank you for checking in for what are we? The
Nuevo
Nuevo
Pod.
Pod. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Nos fuimos. Bye.